Hello?
Hello, is this Dada 5000?
Yes, it is.
Hey, this is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania calling you for the interview today. Thank you so much for the time. I'm glad we could link up.
Oh, yes. You have to excuse my voice. I've been really staging things, getting everything ready.
Oh, I understand. Believe me, I've done a lot of talking, a lot of interviews myself this week. But first thing I want to ask you before we get into BYB Extreme is it's very exciting that Dogfight finally came out 6 years in the making. What's it like for you that people are finally getting to see this movie?
Wow. With Dogfight, it's awesome because it's a part of history that not only people in my community can relate to, but people all over the world, because there's so many similarities that people can identify with, like not having to go without, having to make do. So I think that it's an extraordinary film that is arguably going to make its way into every home in America. So it's larger than life, that people get a chance to view what we've been working on so passionately for the past couple of years.
Indeed it is. And with Netflix, it is available pretty much everywhere in America and even around the world now. But since it took so long for it to come out, I have to ask, have things gotten any better in Paran? Because you talk about it in the movie as being like the place where dreams go to die. Has it gotten better since then?
No, I mean, like Billy Corbin once stated, when you talk about third world countries, you say, hey, welcome to Miami. Miami is a third world country. Certain parts of Miami, people don't want to talk about. When you look at South Beach, you think of, beaches, clear water, famed attractions. But what 10 to 15 minutes on the other side? That's Overtown, that stays on the first 48. But that's what they don't talk about because it'll mess up the tourist dollars. The same thing with down in Paran. In reality, people can really understand that when you talk about putting things in perspective, it takes an individual, a man with a plan. And things have gotten a little bit better. That's because you have stand-up guys inside the community that's willing to stand up and make a change. And he has the influence that people can identify with because he's actually changed lives. That gentleman is not a 5,000.
Yes, indeed. And I notice you kind of you have like a street gospel mentality out there when you're talking to the fighters in the movie. You're telling them to strive, to achieve, to live for their dreams, to fight for that win, and to not just settle for the circumstances they're in. You're kind of preaching to them in the movie. Exactly,
because believe it or not, you have individuals that make careers off of motivational speaking. They help individuals organize their lives, get their lives on the right track. Some of these individuals, I can tell you what they got and what they don't got. They don't got a college or a high school education. They don't got a skill or a trade. They don't got a will to do better because of all the things, that they have been, all of the things that have been instilled and told to them, in their upbringing, as far as you can't do this, you can't do that. So with myself, I can identify, with these individuals within 5-minute conversations, and I can let them know, this is what I expect of you, this is what you guys are to expect of me, and I motivate them through words, and they find out things about themselves that they didn't know existed, and that's the will to win. That's the will to be the best. They do got their hands. They do got, motivation, determination, and I'm going to put them inside the best position possible so they can live their dream. So that's what those speeches are designed for, to motivate those dudes, to fire them up, just like Ray Lewis when he was with Baltimore. He get those guys crunking. That's the same mentality that I take in every form of the backyard.
Indeed. And we see it with Mike, his progression in the movie. He starts out, he loses his first 2 backyard fights, and then he comes back for that third fight. And you can see each time you keep telling him, I believe in you. I'll give you another chance. I believe in you. One more chance. We're going to let you try again. And in that third fight, he finally comes through.
Exactly. I never give up on a person who don't give up on themselves, because I understand because of the community that I was brought up in. Some people are so quick to doubt. Some people are so quick to turn their back. But I see the greater inside these fighters, you know, and that's what we propel. He lost one time, and when I tell you, when he got hit, you know, he went out like a light. That was probably one of the worst knockouts ever recorded. There's been a couple of them, but that's the one that everybody's still talking about, you know. And when you got what production company or news company, you know, they all want that shot. They got that shot, the hit that was heard all around the world. So a lot of people would have quit. I came back, you know, and he got knocked out again, left bloody. So I'm making out the next fight card, and he called me. Was I gonna put him on it? No. You know, because I'm thinking that, okay, well, this is a guy that really needs to get it together. So when he gave me a call and said, Dada, I was just giving you a call to find out if I'm gonna be on the next fight card. And I said, why was you asking me? He was like, because I got knocked out twice, and I'm thinking that you wouldn't want to have nothing else to do with me. I said, listen, that's not who I am. That's not what we're about here. We was in the backyard, but we're built off integrity, you know, and honor. And like I said, dude, I would never give up on you, especially if you're not giving up on yourself. I introduced him to a gentleman named Johnny Torres, a boxing champion that sharpened Michael's skills. He was so confident because it was like day and night. And he got back there, and he's been on fire ever since. I think he won like 9 fights in the backyard in a row, and then he went pro.
Yep, and then he went on to win like 3 out of his first 4 fights as a pro too, so he went on to do great things. And we've seen a lot of fighters come from the backyard scene that have gone on to do things. We've seen Alex Caceres, aka Bruce Leroy, and we've seen Jorge Masvidal, and of course, everybody knows about Kimbo Slice. Now, in the beginning of the movie, you talk about how you used to roll with Kimbo Slice, how you used to follow him to the fights and be like protection for him. But I gather when you challenged him to a fight at the end of the movie that things fell apart there, that you guys aren't necessarily rolling together anymore.
No, you know, I was a friend. You know, I was a real trooper, a stand-up guy for him. Even when the individuals that was around him was there just for a paycheck. You know, I growed up with him, same school bucket, same street, same school, same everything. I know Kevin Ferguson. Kimbo Slice came along later in life. And one thing I learned about this business is this. Once you start to become a phenomenon, now you meet people, you know, and these individuals, they know what's best for you. They just met you a second ago, but they're telling you what's best for you like they knew you all your life. But here I am, I see straight through bullshit. You know, so I'm the one that's keeping his vision clear. So a lot of people was jealous of the relationship that we had, you know, and in city, out of city, you know, if I see him sitting down, you know, he's looking at a magazine and he's like, man, this ain't right. And I'm looking, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I think they wanted him to fight Brock Lesnar. And I say to him, listen, keep one thing in mind. You're making over $400,000 a fight, and you're a dude that was just homeless, sleeping on the bus not even a year and a half ago. Of course they feel like you don't deserve it. And of course they want to expose you quick as possible. His man put up in chairs, and I let him know the vision, not to get sidetracked, not to buy your own headlines. Don't believe the bullshit that they write about you. Stay focused. Understand why you're here and what you're here for. And when I'm speaking like this, that same motivational speaking, I get these guys in the backyard, he's focused. So, whoa, we got to get rid of Dada. Because this right here's the people that's around. Because Dada's kind of sharp. He's going to be the one that's going to unravel, you know what I'm saying, these plans that we got. So for me being the person that I am, they ended up changing his thought process towards me. And I started seeing a side of him that I knew was not him, but I blamed him because if you felt like that was true about whatever they told you, whatever that could be, us being friends, us coming up together, I felt like you knew me good enough that you should have come to me. You know, and I started seeing certain things, and when I got back to Miami, I was like, yo, listen, gentlemen, the best part about this conversation is like what? Is we will never have to have again. I stated to them, I said, listen, you're going pro, right? There's a lot of stuff in the backyard that needs to be done. They told me no, 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 after everything, you know what I'm saying, that I brought up. But they couldn't tell me why. So I thought what was good for the gander was not good for the goose. So I was like, all right, well, I see that you guys can call me at 4 in the morning. I travel out of the country, wherever, you know, for days and weeks on end, you know, because you're my guy. But what I'm trying to say is we could start a farm league that we could give anybody that feels they got the heart and the toughness, you know, and the will, you know what I'm saying, to do better or try. So they shut me down on that. And when I stated I was disassociating myself, he was undefeated, he was a millionaire and all. They told me I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? For walking away from Team Kimbo. I asked them now, do they really still think that I'm crazy? I won 2 Emmys on NBC's daytime television hit show on Telemundo, Casa Sonado. I broke records on Univision's Gordo de la Plata show, Mega TV, LD Fernando show, because I'm here in Miami. So once I got the Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, in tune to what I was doing, then I could have gone and conquered the rest of the world with ESPN several times, ESPN E60, ESPN Magazine, Dan Levitard, you name it, Maxim Magazine, Vice Media, you know, television, Vice Media Magazine, Nat Geo, it showed Taboo USA, you know, work with individuals like Arnold Palmer, Tiger Woods, Lee Trevino, 50 Cent, Akon, very good people. I think that I'm one of the luckiest guys on the planet because I could pick up the phone and call Arnold Palmer's VP, Corey Britt, you know, and Army is right there, and I don't know nobody that's doing that type of stuff. Get on the phone with 50 or Akon, they give you the best advice possible. You know, we're leaders of our own destiny, you know, and I really think that I shocked them. I shocked that whole Kimbo Slice crew, except for Kimbo Slice, because he knew I was capable of doing all that I've done, plus more. You know, so this movie is just a testing. You know, so I asked them dudes today, and there's a lot more other things out there that I've done. You know, do you really still think that I made a mistake by leaving? I got an email. Huh?
Oh, I can't say you made a mistake. Go on.
I've got emails, you know, from Kimbo Slice in the past saying, hey, wait till I catch you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. These are emails that Kimbo Slice has sent me in the past. You know, I hope you're training hard as fuck because when I catch you, you're gone. I'm looking like, dude, I used to protect you, not the other way around. You know, and it's whatever, whenever. You know, and that's my mentality. We're the same player. When we see violence on a regular, it's individuals that we talk to today, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, he's not going to be here tomorrow. Somebody get killed in Miami West Line every day. Somebody goes. So walking up the street and seeing somebody get hit in the head with a bottle or strapped up or ran over or accident is the normal. It may shock the rest of the world, but not. It's an everyday thing. So to put me in a position to make me say, wow, you got to do some shit that I've never seen before. You know? So I understand the true definition of survival. That's why when Billy Corbin was back there, Billy was like, wow. That's why the rest of the world is like, wow, because this thing on Netflix got 5 stars and it's the hottest movie in the world. To us, it's like, never been in the hood. But, you know what I'm saying, to the rest of the world, you know, it's like, wow. But this is just the beginning. It's a lot more to come. Definitely that.
Oh, yes, indeed. In fact, there's more to come on Friday, June 5th, because there's BYB Extreme. And I want to ask you, what's the reason that it's taking place in international waters? It seems like you got a fully organized event. Why isn't it, like, in Paran or Miami somewhere?
Well, listen, we're known for raising the bar. We're known for doing things, you know, out of the norm. You know, boxing and wrestling have always fought in the squared circle. MMA fighters in the octagon. But no, not us. We don't want to be like everybody else. We came up with our own concoction. It's called the trigon. You know, a three-sided $30,000 diamond-shaped triangular cage that's meant and enhanced to promote confrontation on a very, very competitive stage. You know, we're in a position to rewrite history. This is what we've done. And anybody that know me, that follow me, they know that Dada 5000 is someone that prided himself on getting corporate America to take off their suits and ties and traded it in for baseball hats and tennis shoes to come on down to sunny South Florida to see that the next great thing is not coming out of a dojo cap. It's coming out of a backyard. You know, and I've been very, very consistent. And I've been very, very dominating inside my craft. So to do it anywhere else would literally be uncivilized. I think it will be one of the first of its kind on this level. You know, I think that it's time, you know, and I think that it's going to be a shocker. It's going to shock the world. It's going to give people an eye-opener, you know, that not only could you go on a cruise, you can see some pretty cool things, you know.
Yeah, and people don't have to even be on the cruise ship to see it because it's going to stream live to the world on GFL.TV. So it's a huge platform for anybody that's involved in this card.
Yes, yes, it is. And, you know, just to speak on, you know, some of the things, these guys, this whole card was just formed of Dade and Broward County fighters, right?
Right.
And the reason why I put this card together like this is because pay homage to some of these dudes, you know, that actually helped formulate history known as the Backyard Brawls. So I gave them a shot, you know, and on the next card, which is going to be roughly about a month or so from now, we're going to promote that, you know. The winners off of these cards, I'm going to match them up with individuals that have been blowing my emails up. You know, from all over the world, from different cities, from different states. We're going to we're our equal opportunity employer, you know, that's going to open up a market. We are the great area between MMA and boxing. We're not political. When I say may the best man win, I really mean may the best man win. This is going to be the first event, right, that we're doing on this stage. And, you know, I don't know what's going to transpire, what's going to happen. But one thing I do know, we're going to go back to the book, even if it's awesome, to make it, you know what I'm saying, incredibly awesome. Every time we come out, you know, I'm proud of myself, my team and I, on literally raising the bar. We are our only, you know, true competitors. No one can beat us. We can just beat ourselves, right? So no matter how awesome or how stoked the world is over this event, guess what? We're destined to redo it 10 times better on the next one. You know, again, when you look at it, we revolutionized the way that the world looks at extreme reality. I didn't invent backyard fighting. I didn't invent boats. But it's a perfect combination. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, when you put them together, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be, you know, the newest and truest definition of a fresh breath of air to the game.
Indeed it will. And you mentioned that it's a tribute to all the people who fought in the backyard, who came up in the backyard scene. So I wanted to ask you to bring it full circle to Dogfight. How difficult is it watching the movie now, knowing that Tree and Chauncey are no longer around, and this would be the kind of event they would love to be a part of?
Oh, wow. Look, I still get, and as tough as I am, I still get teary-eyed when it comes down to those guys. You know, I fought Chauncey actually in the backyard under the Kimbo regime. You know, I'm going to tell you really quick about these two guys. I fought Chauncey. When Chauncey got out, Icy Mike, out of jail, Icy Mike, who's Kimbo's manager, he called me up and said, "Hey, what's up, buddy? We got something for you because I'm a part of the team." I'm like, "Yo, let's do it." Who it is? I said, "It don't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm ready." You know? And they set it up with Chauncey because he was a tough dude. He came out, he was about 260 pounds. I came back there about 250, 53. And make a long story short, that's when everybody knew that I was for real and that I meant business. Even the people that I was rolling with. Because when I say I swole him up, and he kept coming. He kept coming because of certain methods that he underwent prior to, you know, the fight. I'm sitting back and I'm like, whoa. And I called Kimbo and I'm like, yo, look, I seen certain things. It's like, Dada, this is unsanctioned. You know what I'm saying? So he can actually do that. And I'm hitting this dude with everything I had. I'm over 600 pounds on the bench press. And when I say I swole him up, I destroyed him, and I knew I was hitting with a lot of velocity behind them punches because I missed. He slipped one punch, and I hit the wooden fist, and I snapped the board in half. Needless to say, the next day he couldn't watch his face. And I was like, yo, I could have really killed that dude back then. He was a tough dude. He was a very, very tough dude, and it shows inside the movie, you know? And after that, we became pretty good friends, and I gave him an opportunity to come out and fight. Treon, a.k.a. Tree, my dude, you know, he used to come to my house on Thanksgiving and Christmas, man, and he'll sit down with me, you know, and just hang out with me all day. I'm out in L.A., you know, and he give me a call, and I say, what's good, bro, where you at? And he's like, I hear my mom and my aunt saying, but he's like, oh, I'm riding with Sister and Felicia. I'm like, everybody just loves him. So, and he was a true entertainer. So to see two really good guys go out the way that they did is a tragic loss. So thank God for Billy Corbin and the team of Arkansas, because thanks to this documentary, those guys get a chance to live on. Their story will forever be told. You know, they just want to be pushed by the wayside of forgetfulness, you know, and lost out the history pages of a long list of others. You know, their story will forever be known and told, you know, and, you know, the documentary is a true blessing.
That's very true. You'll never forget Tree, especially if you saw him standing in front of a bus. Like, he wanted to fight the bus. He was like shadow boxing with the bus. I'm like, this dude is a star. And then when I found out at the end he didn't make it, I'm like, oh man, this guy, if he had made it in the UFC or anything else, he would have been so huge.
Entertainment, there's none better. When I say this dude, not Gio, you know, we done a piece on Tree, and that Geo Taboo. This dude came out with a Taco Bell hat on that was swooping on both sides with a poncho on, you know, and he danced his way all the way to the ring, you know, kissed a random girl like he was proposing to her. The dude who came with the girl looking like, what the hell? You know, Tree jumped over the ring with one hand and just destroyed his opponent. You know, he fought twice. That was the last time he was in the backyard. You know, he fought the best fight of his life. Actually, when I got the news that he got killed, I was doing an interview for Vice Media. I mean, I was doing a project, you know, in conjunction. You know what I'm saying? The Vice Media was coming down to film, and I was hanging blind, and his mom called me, and she delivered the news to me. I mean, I literally broke down and cried, man, because I just talked to this dude just the other day, and he told me he was coming down. You know, and that right there, you know what I'm saying, was a sad moment because, you know, on the day that I'm so upbeat and so alive, you know, a good friend that was just over my house, you know what I'm saying, not even 2 days prior, you know what I'm saying, is no longer here. So, you know, myself, Billy Corbin, my brother, my mother, you know, we actually went out, you know, to the funeral and we did whatever we could do, you know what I'm saying, to support his family.
Well,
but he's a soldier and he was definitely be missed.
Well, that's very respectable, and God bless to the dad, but God bless the Tree and to Chauncey and anybody else from Paran that, you know, came up and didn't make it and isn't here today to appreciate this, but it's going to be done in their honor. I know BYB Extreme Battleship 1 is going to be a big event, and everybody that came up in the backyard scene is going to appreciate how you're taking this to another level.
Yes, you know, some people call it violence. I say that this is not violence, this is an alternative towards violence. And I love these guys in my backyard, and now I've structured an organization for them to fight on to make very good money, to showcase their talents and their skills to the world, opposed to having them in your backyard to rob you when you come home from a hard day's work of work. You know, a lot of individuals, they don't see it like that. They look at me like I'm a bad guy. I understand where I'm at, and I'm creating opportunities for my people to do better things. so they can make money, so they can provide for them, for their families. They can put food on the table, and for once they can actually be a productive member of society, regardless of what, regardless of what they were told and how they're labeled. When you got guys who's now telling me, yo, Dada, man, thank you. You saved my life. I don't know about nobody else, but it makes me feel like what I'm doing is definitely not in vain. When a dude can walk up to you and be like, hey, Dada, you saved my life, man, thank you. And give you a damn hug. This right here is the type of stuff that society don't understand because they're not from where I come from. They never been on the other side of the South Beach. South Beach is about the closest that some tourists ever come. They're not going to come on the dark side. But we're people too.
That's true.
We're structured. We're good folks. But don't knock us because these are the circumstances that we're placed under and these are the choices that we have. So we make opportunity, with the things. It's just like saying, when life throws you lemons, you don't complain about it, you make lemonade. And that's exactly what we're doing. And I'm looking at accomplishments all over the wall. And, we brought down some of the biggest marketing and production and programming than most superstars all over the world. So it's a lot of accountability, on this side. And now that we're on this next level, like I said, to everybody that's listening, this is the first of it. We're going to get better and better and better, no matter how awesome people say it is. I never buy my own headline, and I never believe what the people say. Check this out. I watched Dogfight the movie one time. That was at the world premiere back on March 12th when it was released. I have not seen it ever since. Because people say it was an awesome movie. I'm still hungry. I'm still grinding. If I start soaking up all these wonderful accomplishments around me, I may not be the same person. I don't read the newspapers. I don't watch nothing that, is dealing, with me. That's why I'm going to keep giving them hell. That's why I'm going to take over this whole industry. Because everything is short-lived. So when people say, hey, great movie, that's they telling me certain parts that, I probably need to be refreshed on. And I'll be sitting home and still won't turn the TV set on. Because I'm working on the next project on how to raise the bar. And then when I raise the bar, I'm going to jump up and I'm going to stand up on top of it and try to put another bar on the top of that bar. Look at it like this. We didn't invent fighting. It's something around since the Roman Coliseum days, right? But what we did do is play the innovative role with it, right? To the point that I took it, I made it more appealing, decorated it up, made it look nice, and represented it to the world again. And they bit. So it was like going fishing with good bait. And I think that I brought more awareness to the culture. I got more acknowledgement, more fame, more accolades from it than anybody who ever did it the past 150 years before me. And it's proven. And now we're going to dominate this next level just like we dominated the backyard.
True indeed.
We're the gray area between MMA and boxing. It's so political. You have so many individuals, right, that sitting home waiting on a phone call from a boxing promoter or from an MMA promoter that they're never going to get. But these guys are physically fit. Waiting on UFC to call them, Bellator to call them, Golden Boy, or whoever else. They're never going to get those calls. But Dada 5000 and BYB is not giving them those calls. So they're going to still be able to live a dream. You got pro fighters out there fighting for $300-400. I fought Cedric James on the documentary card, right?
Right.
They only gave him $500. $500, and he's a pro athlete. 6 fights in before mine. And that's all they gave him? on that mega stage was $500. Now, ask yourself this, supplements alone can be more than $500. So you gotta pay your trainers and everybody out of that. That's why people are getting away from the fight game, because they're saying that it's not worth it. Technically, it's not worth it because you're not getting paid what you're worth. People are saying, like, looking at it like we're getting, like the promoters are giving these guys a shot, and it's like pimps and hoes until now. BYB is paying these guys. Nobody walks away with under $1,000, even if the losers walk away with $1,000 or more. You know, and I think that that's pretty good, you know, because we're giving individuals opportunities, you know, and you can make fight of the night, right? Knockout of the night, knockout bonus period, plus your fighting bonuses, plus your fighting paycheck, plus sponsorship, marketing, endorsement. God knows how much, you know, these guys are going to be in a position to walk away from. We're going to release these guys to a position in life that they will be financially free. And in the process of them being financially free, you know, they'll be able to just focus on fighting. So that's why my emails and everything has been glowing, because these guys are trying to get down here and be a part of something like this. That's extremely fascinating.
Well, I know that everybody hearing this right now will want to be a part of a BYB then and get paid like that too. So let me ask you one last question, because I know you probably got a million more things to do before the event tomorrow. And I want to know, since you mentioned the fight with Gorilla James, what's the chances we're going to see you fighting on a BYB card? One more fight from Dada 5000.
Well, you know, it's my league, so in conjunction, you know, with a few great guys, you know, Jose Cyrus, a.k.a. Pepe Mike Vasquez, you know, my team 5000, you know, Eric Haynes, Sanderson, Corrado Bruzo, my brothers, you know, and anybody else out there, you know, my apologies, you know, just trying to speak to it. If I ever get back inside of a ring again, it's going to be the Trigon ring. And definitely I am, you know, we got to handle business first. I would say maybe 3-4 fights down the line that I feel that this thing is self-contained now, and the machine is good to run without me being behind them. I would definitely, you know, be out there again. And I got a treat for you guys out there. The killer Gorilla James is fighting on the card tomorrow night.
Oh, awesome.
So, yes, he's fighting on the card tomorrow night. You know, it's going to be exciting. I think we're going to get a real treat. And people told me that I was crazy, that I was nuts, if I thought that backyard fighting was going to blow up. Well, I'm going to tell you now. I am crazy. I'm nuts, but they were definitely wrong, because backyard fighting did blow up. But I want to say to your listeners that's out there right now, you know, if I'm crazy and I'm nuts, I guess what I'm about to do next is going to make me totally insane. I want anybody that's listening to take out their cell phone. If they don't have a cell phone, don't worry about it. They got a pen and a piece of paper. See, I know the importance of social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, but still from the street. So I like to deal with my people hand to hand. Anybody that believes in me. Dada 5000. Direct connect. No middleman. 786-439-5957. That's 786-439-5957. And everybody out there that knows me knows that's my real number, so I'm not joking. Now, with any and everybody that reach out to me, because a lot of people call, and I try to touch bases with everybody, you know, and I instill, you know, that if I did it, you can do it too. So these individuals are growing, you know, with a new outlook on their life, you know, and everybody's trying to get down here to Miami to be a part, you know, of this new Two Live crew, BYB Backyard Brawls Extreme Fighting Series. We are the premier fighting league, the purest fighting league in America. History repeats itself. Before the glove sport, there were bare knuckles. So now we're taking it back to bare knuckles.
That's right. It's going to be BYB Extreme Battleship on June 5th. GoFightLive.tv, international waters just outside of Miami. So be there live or watch it on the live stream. But either way, it's going to be off the hook. It's going to be an amazing show.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Can't wait.
All right. Well, Dada, I really appreciate the time today. Thank you so much. You've been so helpful with all the information and putting out your number there for people to get in touch with you. That's a bold move. I don't know if you know the rapper Mike Jones, but he used to do that in all his songs too. He go 281-330-8004. And I always got a kick out of that. I was like, man, that guy's phone bill must be outrageous. I'm sure you got a big phone bill too.
Hey, but you know what though? I love the people. You know, that's why I do it. You know, reach out to me. You know, and the number again is 786-439-5957, 786-439-5957. To everybody that's out there, continue to support the Dog Fight movie. It's the biggest movie in the world on Netflix. It's in more than 20 languages in multiple countries. You know, 5 stars in on its first week. You know, and it's still rocking and rolling. You know, being out, you know, now for like a little over 2 weeks. And the comments, the people, they're loving it. And I love them more. And I hope that they enjoy this movie more, just as much as we enjoyed making it for them.
Well, I think everybody that watches it will enjoy it because I know I enjoyed the heck out of it. So I want to congratulate you on the success of the movie and the success of the show tomorrow night, BYB Extreme Battleship 1. So thank you again, Dada, and God bless to you and your movement. And I hope we'll be talking again in the future.
All right, thank you. And yes, we will. Thanks for having me.
You bet. It's our pleasure. Take care and have a great rest of your day.
All right, you too.